Father Christmas has become the focus of a culture war after Brighton and Hove Museums said the festive figure is too white and should be decolonised. The museum argued Santa's traditional naughty and nice role reinforces Western ideas of power and authority, suggesting it casts him as a global moral judge. Just think about that. We're talking about Father Christmas. Montgomery Toms, Freedom Campaigner, joins me now. Montgomery.
Hi there, thank you for having me on.
What do you make of this intervention?
I just think it's insane. I mean, I remember when I was in education how obsessed, this was only a few years ago, my history teacher was with going on and on and on about how bad the white man is, the history of slavery, constantly demonising Britain ultimately and criticising everything about us and putting it down based on the colour of our skin. And I think that actually by not taking the Martin Luther King approach, which is based on the content of their character, not the colour of their skin, you're actually creating more division, you're actually creating more racism. And I'm noticing that even on the right, where obviously there's a very vital discussion around kind of migration, what that means, and having that conversation, that because the left and museums and the education system are constantly going on about skin colour, it's starting to drift over to our direction too. And we're getting into this conflict around the colour of people's skin rather than the more nuanced, important discussion around migration and those kind of identity issues. And I'm just thinking at this point, you know, when is this going to stop? I thought we were in a period of time where it's kind of like woke is dead. I don't think it is dead, and I think that we've got a lot of work to do.
Well, I think it's important how we react to this sort of rebellion of the woke who are trying to fight back in Brighton. I mean, it strikes me that they've literally missed the point, because Father Christmas is for kids. I don't think kids are wondering if he needs to be working with elves, we should see more of Mother Christmas, or if he's too white. I really don't. And I just think this is a bizarre engagement level. But why, if you think woke is reasserting itself, why would it want to open itself to so much ridicule? Because surely the normal bloke who goes down a pub, if it's still open, right, and he's talking, this conversation must seem like from a parallel universe. That's why I think woke might be hopefully defeated. Am I being too hopeful?
Well, no, maybe you're taking the more optimistic approach. I mean, I was in Brighton not long ago during Pride Month. I took a trip down there, and Brighton is a special case, in fairness. If anyone does visit Brighton, it is the land of woke. And you can call it kind of left-wing, or I don't even call it left-wing at this point. I think it's beyond that.
And it has very nice lanes, though, which you can go down for shopping. I would say that in defence of Brighton.
Yeah, it's got a good seafront, I suppose. But apart from that, when it comes to engaging with people, because I was there to discuss with people Pride Month, if you were to expand this to the local man in the pub there about how a local museum has made this point, I would actually put it to you that they would probably think that's quite a rational perspective. But you raise actually something even more important, is the fact that this is being pushed onto young people and children, and it's introducing at such a young age these mature concepts of skin colour. Well, I don't know about you, but when I was 5, 6, 7, do you know what? Pretty much my entire life, especially when I was young, I wasn't thinking about these things. When I look at a man, I don't look at a black man or a white man, I look at a man. And when I go to, because I go to a lot of demonstrations, and I was at a pro-Palestine demonstration a couple months ago, and I was having a conversation and having a debate with someone, and they said, I am a woman of colour. I was like, no, I don't look at you like that. You are just a woman to me. I don't identify your skin colour with your personality and who you are. And constantly asserting that on their side, looking at white people and how we've got to demonise our history, it creates that division. And it's like Morgan Freeman famously said, how do you stop racism? You just stop talking about it. Stop making it a problem.
Have they bitten off too much that they can chew here in Brighton, having a pop at Father Christmas? I mean, and I'm not being frivolous here. I know I might sound as if I have been, but I mean, it is so mind-bogglingly baffling that they would want to pick on Father Christmas. These people are either in an industry that is woke-based and terrified of losing their future income that they have to try and get talked about, which they've successfully done. But it just strikes me that they've bitten off more than they can chew. We're going to win this, aren't we? It's going to be put in the dustbin, isn't it?
100% we're going to win. I have no. It's just it's a whether we believe we've won already or whether we've got a few more years to go. And I'd say we've got a few more years to go. I mean, the thing is, they are captured. It's a cult at this point. It's obsessive. It's the constant need to drive and make things more extreme and be more controversial and make even grander statements, and now taking on Father Christmas, for goodness sake. It is, at this point, laughable. When I saw this article, when it was sent over to me, my reaction, honestly, I just burst out laughing.
Well, I didn't believe it. I mean, I seriously didn't believe it. I said, I want a second source on this. No one is this stupid as the people who wrote this blog, who wrote such a stupid blog.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny, but it's also sinister because somebody has sat there and genuinely thought this. And I'm sure that there's an element of kind of pressure of everyone just going along with it within the museum. But there is a group of people or an individual somewhere within in a museum genuinely asserting the idea that Father Christmas being white is going to be
So looking ahead to 26, more woke or less woke?
I think we're gonna. It's very interesting. I mean, when for example, the ruling came that there's only two sexes, we actually saw a massive spike in people reacting to that, and people thought, oh, well, this is the end of it. And what we've instead seen is more demonstrations, more people putting pride flags in their windows as a reaction to reality. But I think I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. And I know that sounds quite depressing, but my generation, you know, I'm 20, and when I was in university, and I was only there for a short amount of time, 3 weeks actually, because I got strong-armed out because I refused to go along with all the cronies.
I'd love to know which university you were at, because you did well to survive that.
It was London College of Communications, and interestingly, it's in Elephant Castle. It's a big colourful building on the corner. But interestingly, one of the things they told me when I was at university is they said, you need to check your privilege. This is one of the core values of the institution. They said, because you're white, this is word for word, you assert assert a dominance hierarchy amongst people who are black or mixed race. Meaning, if I speak to someone of colour, I need to basically check my privilege and recognise the fact I'm white, just in case it offends or upsets them. This is how captured they are. So the reason I'm more pessimistic than you, or you know, and maybe I should be more optimistic, but it's because this wasn't that long ago, and I can tell you that my generation still locked in this mindset.
Well, we'll have you back next Christmas. Find out, you know, what next is going to be organised. But maybe it'll take the Supreme Court to decide if Father Christmas is too white or not. Montgomery Toms, Freedom Campaigner, thanks so much. Have a happy Christmas. Coming up.